and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a long-awaited video that I've wanted to film for you guys for such a long time, and that is Moo's Dwarf Hamster Diet. So I've been watching Moo very closely for the past few months since I got her, trying to tweak her diet and see what she likes and what she doesn't like, and I think that I finally found a good balanced diet that will give her everything that she needs that she can also enjoy. Treats, I will admit, has been a struggle. Moo is very picky with her treats. She doesn't eat just anything you put in there. She doesn't even chew on a lot of the toys that I give her. And that's to be expected with some dwarf hamsters. Sometimes they can just be finicky. But I think that I finally found a good balance. It is obviously subject to change, but this is what I am currently feeding her. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Just a quick disclaimer before we get into Moo's diet. I just want to mention this is just what I feed my Campbell's Dwarf mixed hamster. Not all hamsters are created equal. Whether you have a dwarf or a Syrian, they have different diet needs because of their sizes. So you're going to need to do the proper research and make sure that your diet needs are being met for your little hamster. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the video. Okay guys, so here we have the two main staples of Moo's current diet. I decided to go with the Higgins Sunburst Gourmet Blend and the Oxbow Hamster and Gerbil Pellets. So as you guys know, in one of my recent haul videos, I actually picked up the Vita Garden by Higgins, and I was advised against it, which I'm so grateful for all of the feedback on that food. I decided against it because there is an enormous amount of fiber in that, and I don't feel like Moo needs quite as much fiber as that one has in it. However, if your hamster has a hard time going to the bathroom, or their maybe bowel movements are irregular or something and you notice a problem with that, I'm sure that food would probably be great for you. But I think that this Higgins Sunburst is actually going to be a lot better. It also doesn't have any artificial colorings, and it has lots of added vitamin and minerals, so I really think that this is going to be the best choice for right now. The pieces are also a lot smaller than the Tiny Friends Farm Hazel Hamster. As you can see, I have gone through an entire bag of this Hazel Hamster. I know this is a great food to give your hamsters, whether you have a dwarf or a Syrian. If you happen to live in the UK, you can pick this up there too. It is called Harry's Hamster over there. With this food, after picking out all of the pieces that are too maybe sweet or sugary or fattening for Moo, because she is a dwarf hamster, and dwarf hamsters can be diabetes prone, I quickly realized that I was wasting about 50% of the food in this bag, maybe even more, and that's not including the pieces that she didn't want herself out of her bowl, and she was honestly just picking out the really tiny seed bits. So after I finished with the bag of Hazel Hamster, I decided to go on the search for a new food. I thank you guys so much for all of the feedback. I have decided to go with the Higgins Sunburst, and so far she's liking it a lot. Here you can see the crude protein level is 15%, the crude fat is 7%, the crude fiber 9.5%, and then you have the moisture, vitamins, and omega acids. I just find that this is working out really well, and it has all the right levels, so I'm really enjoying it for her. So if you guys are looking for a new seed mix food for your hamsters, I strongly recommend the Hazel Hamster. If you have a larger hamster that will eat the bigger pieces, anything by Higgins looks really good, but I think the Sunburst is going to be a great mix because there are more small pieces than there are big in the bag that I find, and I really like that. So if you guys are looking for a really great all-around hamster pellet, I strongly recommend Oxbow. This is the Oxbow Essentials Hamster and Gerbil food. Every time you're picking a food for your hamster, make sure that you always pay attention to the guaranteed analysis, and that will help you know exactly what is in the food that you're buying for your hamster. Okay guys, so here are all of the things that are included in Moo's diet. Obviously, she does not get all of these items every single day, and it just really depends on what she hasn't had recently or what I think she may be in the mood for. So I'll start over here with this large glass airtight container. So here in this large glass jar, you can see that I have a mixture of Sunburst and Hazel Hamster. Now, unlike the Hazel Hamster, I decided to leave everything that comes in the Sunburst in there. I didn't pick anything out prematurely. I just pick it out day to day. Like the Sunburst does have fruit in there, and whenever I first got Moo's Hazel Hamster, I actually dumped the entire bag out and picked out all of the pieces, like the fatty sunflower seeds, as well as all of these smashed peas and corn pieces, and I decided to separate all of that out. However, whenever it came to the new Sunburst, I just decided to leave it all mixed in and not separate it prematurely, and then every day whenever I put her 2 scoops in her bowl, I just pick out the sweet fruity pieces before I give her her food. She gets these once in a blue moon. There is a lot that is still mixed in with her regular food that I'm giving her, so I usually don't pick it out of there, and this is strictly just a treat basis, but she honestly doesn't get very many of these. And then of course I have these smashed peas and corn that I've also picked out, and I just keep it in this kimchi jar. I know this isn't the prettiest, but it is the most practical. Now I choose not to give Moo any of the corn or pieces. I just feel like it's a filler and not really nutritious nutritious. And the last thing I'm going to mention is her oats. So I always put a sprinkle of this dried oatmeal. Now these are old-fashioned organic oats. Obviously, never give your hamsters sweetened or flavored oatmeals like the cinnamons and strawberries and things. Those are very harmful to hamsters, especially little dwarfs who do have sugar issues. But these are non-harmful whatsoever, and she really, really loves these. The next two things I'm going to talk about is nutritional yeast. So before anyone freaks out about giving Moose sprinkles of nutritional yeast in her food, let me just say she doesn't get this anymore, but I do still keep it with her food and things just in case I ever feel she would need it. When I very first got Moose, she actually had a really bad skin fungus condition, and she was put on very, very strong antibiotics. So I consulted with my vet, and in order to prevent all of the good bacteria in her body from leaving her system, after she was done with her 2 weeks of antibiotics, I decided to give her a sprinkle of nutritional yeast in her food just to make sure that she was building up good yeast in her digestive tract. And I never had any problems with the antibiotics giving her a yeast infection or anything like that. So I do believe that this worked and helped with that. Obviously, consult with your vet before giving your hamster anything like this or extra in their diet. But I did want to mention that she doesn't get this anymore, but this did work really well for her to prevent her digestive tract from having any issues after her antibiotic. And of course, there is the ground flaxseed. I don't give her this every single day, but sometimes she does get a sprinkle of this over her food. Now I chose to get ground flax as opposed to the seed flax, but you can get the seed. A lot of people get the seed. I just happen to already have a box of this and I didn't want to rebuy it. This is actually really good for a hamster's coat too. So right after she was done with her antibiotic, I sprinkled both of these in her food every day for about a week. The next thing that we're going to talk about in this jelly jar is Olive Moo's millet. This is the millet that I currently feed Moo. This is one of the main things besides her regular food that she does get every single day. I don't withhold it from her because I do not think that it's harmful at all, but hamsters really love this stuff. You can get this in the bird section or in the hamster section of your local pet store. Now this is a newer treat that I recently just got Moo, and this is the strawberry drops. It's basically strawberry yogurt drops for hamsters by Vitacraft. I break this in half for Moo. If you have a dwarf hamster, obviously they're not as big as a Syrian and you do have to watch their sugar, so she only gets this very, very sparingly. I think she's only had 2 pieces in the past week. Be sure to do the proper research on the amounts that you give your hamster, but I do find that Moo really does enjoy these. And the last thing that I want to mention are her yucky mealworms. These are her absolute favorite treat in the entire world. However, they are very high in protein and they can be kind of fatty. So I do try to give them to her sparingly, and luckily her weight has not changed that much, so I don't see any problem with giving her about 3 of these a day. Another thing I'm going to include is this stuffed log because it does have seeds and things. This is meant to be a treat. It's a seed and honey log that you can get. This is the second one I've bought Moo. She still actually chews on her first one that is still in her tank, so I haven't put this one in there yet. The next thing I want to mention are her little alligator chews because, again, she does consume these. This is actually a doggy dental treat. However, it is safe for hamsters. Moo goes through about 1 of these a month. It takes her about 2.5 weeks to chew 1 completely away. I did want to mention those in the video. And then of course, last but not least, her Ecotrition cheese chews. As you can see, I don't have any to show you. The last one she has is in her tank currently. Now these are pretty fatty for hamsters, but hamsters absolutely love them. Definitely monitor them when you give it to them because they can have it gone in 1 night. I sometimes have to take Moose out and give her a break, but it is great for filing down her teeth. She really loves them. So now I'm going to show you guys the portions that I give Moo, and I only feed her every other day. I like to leave her seed mix in her bowl for an extra day just to make sure that she gets all the good bits and I'm not just tossing out the stuff that she just hasn't eaten yet that she does like. So the first thing I do is give her 2 scoops of her seed mixture. Then I go in and I pick out any of the little bits that I don't want her to have. I may pick out a couple of fatty seeds or a few pieces of the crushed corn, and any of the fruit or things. I will just pick that out, but I usually just give her 2 scoops of that and she's good. Then I just give her a few oxbow pellets. I usually don't count these. Sometimes I may give her 6, sometimes I may give her a few more. Then I'll take her oats and just give her a little sprinkle of those in her bowl. Then I will take a very small pinch of the flaxseed and I just sprinkle it all in her bowl over her food. Now for her treat bowl, I usually give her 1 sprig of millet and just a couple of mealworms. Usually usually just 1 or 2, and then I will give her the rest of them at night whenever I take her out to play. Another thing I do want to mention is fruits and vegetables. They can be really good for your little hamster in moderation. As you can see here, I have some leafy green, a little piece of broccoli, and a little bit of carrot. Now the other day I finally got Moo to try a piece of carrot, but she rarely will take any of this. I usually just put it in this little hamster dish, and then I do offer it to her. She normally won't take it, but it is always good to try. And that's pretty much it for the portions of food that I give her. I obviously check her water to make sure that it's full and clean, and then I give her food. Okay guys, that is it for Moo's diet. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means so much to me, and to all my new subscribers, welcome. I really appreciate your support and watching my videos. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Just remember, this diet is not meant for every single hamster species, but if you do have a dwarf hamster, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video. Be kind. Bye.